Hello, dudes. Have you ever woken up from a dream that you did not want to wake up from? You were finally going to make out with that one person you wanted to make out with, but you woke up. But you didn't know you woke up? Like you were walking around and doing weird around the house, not until someone told you you're on a Ring camera or something like that? Well, we're going to dive into that. We have a lot of crazy stories for that. At least I do. I hope Buddy and Jessie do too. If not, it's going to be a rarely short podcast episode. Anyway, let's get into it. What is up, dudes? Welcome to the Paranormal Dudes podcast. I'm joined here today with Jessie and Buddy. We are completely oh, you know what, Jessie? I'm sorry. I have to do this to you, but Jessie doesn't like when I do this for the show, but I do this every show because, well, it wakes me up and I become me. I become 100% me.
No, you don't.
Here we go. Later, dudes.
Viagra gummies.
You're used to blue chew. These are orange chew. He's all about rue. How long the blue chew lasts? It's like 24 hours, something like that, right? Or is that too long? I feel like if it was 24 hours,
I que hueva.
You call your physician if it's 24 hours.
After 48 hours.
Oh,
yes.
Damn, that's it. So you got to make sure that you take one of those bad boys on a Friday afternoon or Friday evening.
I mean, unless you just want to go to work like that or you work from home. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Chip banana hanging everywhere. What's
that? The blue pills?
Yeah, the blue chews.
Oh, dude, I got stories for that. At my old job, at my old job, we actually used to take a bottle to work, and everybody would take one at the beginning of shift. And you had to force yourself to not get up, pitch a tent through all 8 hours of work.
Okay. Thank you for that information.
Next time I go there, I'm going to be like, oh.
Next time, I'm going to be like, oh, okay.
I'll be like.
So, as you can see, Oscar's not here. What do you think he's doing right now? I think he's cuddling next to a gator out in Florida or something.
Oi. He is a Florida gator.
He was fighting gators earlier, yes.
He what?
He was fighting gators earlier.
Oh, he was fighting gators? Well, I think he's out there figuring it out.
August 17th, 2026. Oscar is missing from the show once again.
Well, I hope he comes back
and post
entrepreneur
from Los Angeles.
from Los Angeles.
Traveled to Orlando,
Florida, where he went to Gatorland and betrothed the gator.
Last photo seen on his Instagram here was
he looked upset and he was like this.
It was a sign for help. What was that sign for help?
It was like saying with his eyes.
They think he was saying Morse code with his eyes.
And Liz is just next to him like this.
No, it looked like an all guys trip. I didn't see any women.
Are you sure? I could have sworn I saw Liz in the background.
I didn't see any. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there were women. I didn't see any.
So you're telling me there's a reason to worry?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's all dudes. They're like, let's go watch.
You.
What? So did they go to the concierge and ask the concierge, "Oh, what's the manliest thing we could do out here?" Well, you could go gator watching.
There ain't nothing more manly than them gators.
there ain't nothing more manly than gators out here. There we go. What, like, so you just get on a riverboat and you just look at gators all day?
Yeah, you're like on a swamp.
That's a cool one right there.
Like an intimate encounter with gators. Get up close and personal to meet them. And then at the end, you come back and have a nice gator lunch.
They have a picnic at the end, right? Yeah, they have like a picnic or whatever. Messed up.
That's romantic. I wouldn't mind that type of.
I'll have the gator, please.
Can you imagine being like, it's nice, and like the whole time I'd probably be like, ah.
Jessie would be like,
I'd probably be like freaking screaming the whole time, like, get that away from me.
Yeah, and if we were together when all of this is happening, I'd put the gator head right in front of you.
Yeah,
as you're
I know.
Eating. Yeah, that's what I would do. Well, we hope Oscar's back on the show soon because we miss him dearly with his nonsense. Let's see, what do we got here? What do we have so far in this show with Oscar? We have inside farts.
Mm-hmm.
We have inside yawns. We have
smoldering.
The smoldering. Yes.
The ball
then we also
scratching.
have the ball scratching from the Elf on the Shelf. That's right. I feel like there's so much more, but we've had so many episodes, so we'll probably go back and take a look.
And the dogs that sound like they're eating ass.
Oh yeah, dude.
Drinking water.
We're like, it doesn't come out in the show. You never hear it, but for whatever reason, he has like the water bowl next to him. I don't know what it is, but in the middle of the show, we just hear. The fuck? Is that Liz or is that the dogs? Sometimes I don't know. Okay. Sorry, Liz. I'm sure you're not watching this part.
Yeah, right.
Watch her leave a comment or some shit like that.
Oh hell no!
Oh hell no, girl. I don't know why I gave her that voice. She doesn't really talk like that, I think. Well, a lot of stuff has happened for Buddy. I'm assuming, but a lot of stuff has happened with myself after we watched Obsession. And we had a video about our watching of Obsession with Indy Navarrete. Jessie, it's okay that her name's Indy. She's still Mexican.
Whatever.
Buddy, did you like that thumbnail with you with the heart eyes?
I loved the thumbnail with Buddy's heart eyes.
When I rendered, I couldn't stop laughing. It's just perfect. It was perfect for Buddy. So after watching that and all the conversations we had, here we go. Jessie's already rolling her eyes because she knows where this is going. I was having very, very dangerous dreams. And what I mean by dangerous is a certain someone that is a part of my past started appearing in my dreams to unalive me with something. With a knife. And I had that dream. It wasn't reoccurring. It was like, it was different every night. It happened 2 nights in a row. Like I couldn't get rid of the dream. And I thought, let me take some melatonin. Maybe it'll make it better. No, it made it worse. Like the dream was more.
Did you take Dollar Tree cough syrup?
No, I didn't. Thank God. But then those dreams subsided, and then it proceeded to something. I don't know where this is going, but something proceeded to unblanket me when I was asleep, going memes. I don't know what was doing that, but it was alarming. Yeah, my feet, like my feet parts.
So one time has a toe fetish.
I'm assuming the ghost likes like feet finder for ghosts, I guess. Because it would feel like something was touching my foot. It like kind of not so much like a human touch. It was more of
like a caress.
No, it was more like a current, like an electrical current, poking me. And in my head, processing and knowing as much as I do about the paranormal, I was like, Okay. Usually that means it's something supernatural or ghostly. And it started to feel like there was spider webs around my legs when I was asleep. It really weird. And then there was one night where I don't know how this happened. I sleep in
I'm
without
like, I don't
revealing
know
too
how
much.
much of this do you want to share.
I don't know if I want to share the rest of this. Let's leave it at the feet part. Yeah. Let's yeah, even though for the most part people would be like, who is this guy?
Jennifer Lopez.
Who?
But maybe I shouldn't reveal what happened the night after.
Oh,
but
okay.
that's what happened. Maybe I'll share offline.
I think I have an idea.
Yeah, I think everybody does. I'm just not saying it. But we'll leave it there, and I want to give you guys an opportunity if anything's happened to you guys since our watch nights of obsession and or anything like that.
I didn't think obsession was scary, like for something to happen to me, but not really. There was like last night when Demo was laying down with me, he kept saying that he kept hearing footsteps in the hallway, and I was like, no, there's nothing. He's like, you don't hear it? And I would like bang on the wall like with my foot, and I'm like, is it that? And he's like, no, it sounds like the wood floor. Because we all slept on the bed
Downstairs?
upstairs. We all slept in the bed, in the king bed. And so there was nobody. There's like a hallway like leading into my room, right? So he was like, kept looking, and he's like, I'm afraid. And I'm like, of what? Like, what are you afraid of? And he's like, I hear footsteps. He's like, you don't have the same ears as me? You don't hear that? And I was like, no, I don't. And then Vada was just like, shut up, Demo. There's nothing out there. Go to sleep. Because she was getting like freaked out. And I was like, oh, I know what it is. And he's like, you do? And I said, yes. I said, it's the fairy. She came to tuck you guys in. He's like, does she stomp like that? And I was like, yes, she's nice. And he's like, okay.
He should have said she's got big feet.
That bitch is scary. Okay. But I mean, I didn't hear anything, but he swore, but I was like, okay.
I think his third eye was coming out. He was just like, he heard some. The sixth sense was activated.
Probably.
It is. Okay. Thanks for sharing. What about yourself, buddy? Booty.
Actually, on was it Friday night? Yeah, Friday, because they all went out Saturday. So Friday night, we were all here at the house. We made pizza here at the house.
They left you behind, buddy? Okay, that is a sad story. They left you behind.
Well, to be fair, I didn't want to go. They were going to go do like haircuts and all that. And I was like,
oh,
y'all go do your thing because it takes me 20 seconds to cut all my hair.
I like my Andy Navarrete bush. I'm fine.
You're such a muscle.
Yeah, they were doing like the last second back to school stuff for my youngest. Mm-hmm. And that was Saturday though. Friday night, we were making pizzas and we were going to do a movie night. And my youngest went out to throw some trash and she came running back in the house. She goes, there's somebody outside. So we looked outside and we didn't see nobody. We're like, what are you talking about? She's like, there's somebody outside. I'm like, okay. So whatever, we kept doing our thing, had our pizza. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go take some trash out. So I got out the trash from the kitchen, rolled out the front door. And sure enough, I turned the corner and in the middle of the street, there's a person standing there. And mind you, this is after eating pizza and watching a whole movie. And I'm like, oh, there is something there. So I literally just dropped the trash bag in my front yard and went back up in the house. And I was like, there's somebody out there.
Did you get your gun?
No, I grabbed my phone and was like, hello, police? Well, I got a little scared because I was like, they had been out there for over 2 hours, you know? It turned out it was some person that was stuck on whatever, either mental or high or something. Yeah, but they were just standing in the middle of the street, halfway down my block. And we don't have any street lights out here in my block. So at night, it's dark. It's all the way at the end of the street. There's one light, you know, where the crossroads at, and that's it. So I was kind of like, oh, it was just a shadow, and it was the scariest thing to me. And yeah, that was my highlight of scariness for the week. Beside that, the usual little noises here, scratches, little things around the room, but that's it. And then you guys heard something right now when I rolled away, so.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're burning rubber.
Dude, I honestly thought it was like the wheel on your wheelchair. But it wasn't.
No. There was no sound. I literally rolled all the way out to the living room. The girls just got here right now, Anna and my youngest.
Like right now, right?
Yeah, just maybe about like 2-3 minutes ago, I heard them come in. And that's why I muted to tell the dogs to get back over in the bed because they were trying to start knocking the door down.
So was your microphone muted when you went for water?
No, I forgot to mute it. I just turned around and rolled out. But I was, like I said, I was all alone. There was no sound. The only thing you guys might have heard was when I turned the water on from the faucet to get water.
And
that was it. Like I made no noise going back and forth.
Did it make the faucet make a screech when you turn it on? Like, no, so yeah, that's weird.
No, like you would just hear like the water running, like. But you guys are saying it was like a screech. I don't know how long it was or what, but yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something funky going on in your house, dude.
Yeah, it's been for a while now. I'm just like at a point where it's just second now. Like it's just like something happens. It's like, okay, as long as it's not touching me or, you know, well, it could molest me, I guess.
Well, if it's
careful what you wish.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, little pinchy wouldn't be too bad, but you know, I'm just saying. No, I mean, it's just been like.
Van a ser pinches podcasters ardidos a la.
I know.
Okay.
Just start
yeah, nothing big though. It's just been kind of like whatever.
So I mean, we had this topic writing for us. I wanted to bring it up for quite some time now, and it's more of because like personal experiences with this particular part of the paranormal. So I have a couple stories. They didn't really happen to me, but I was there when it happened. So it was like a different account of, you know, what was experienced. And coincidentally, one of them happens to be Ethan, who's happens to be my little brother. If you don't know who he is, he used to be on Paranormal Dudes regularly. Way back. We just had an episode where he featured. If you want to go watch it, you can. But this story is about him. So this is back when we lived in Calexico, California. And we lived on De Leon. It was the De Leon house. Okay. And so that house had the chime. You know, the alarm systems that have the chime when you open the doors or windows or whatever the fuck it is. And kid you not, so that same night, my mom had seen something go from my room to her room, but she couldn't make out who it was, and all of us happened to be in the living room. And obviously, she said that she didn't see anybody. So that same night, Ethan was always scared of his room, even though his room was very like kid friendly. It had clouds on it and had Rugrats everywhere, SpongeBob. You know, it was kid stuff. But then again, you know, some of that stuff can, you know, toys or whatever
be weird.
Can be, yeah, they could be weird at times for children. And I think we've all experienced that. Like, for instance, like Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin, to me, is the doll, at least, is scary as the show, I used to watch it, no problem, but the doll was a different story. Anyway, so he would sleep with my parents, and all of us heard the chime. Okay, all the doors were locked, the alarm was on. Keep that in mind. Okay, Ethan's like, I don't know how old he was during that time, Jesse. He was like, this was what, 2003? He was born 97. So he's like 6, 7. No pun. Yeah. Can't believe I just did that. And he was like 6 or 7 years old, and somehow he turned off the alarm, which he didn't reach, by the way. He was too little to reach because it was way up high. And he was able to unlock the bottom lock on the handle, and he opened it. And then the next thing, we're all running together, like, what the hell's going on? We run over to the front door because I'm trying to remember it, but I think the alarm system would say like front door or back door or whatever.
It did, and
yeah.
So we went to the front door. Ethan is about to walk in the middle of the street in his chonies. Okay, he had taken all his pajamas off. They were like in the grass. And he was about to walk into the street. Now, there's a rural town. Okay, there wasn't like millions of cars passing by, especially on that street. Like, not a lot of people traveled on that street. And we got to Ethan, and it was like if he was asleep. He was definitely sleepwalking, but we woke. We got up to him. He was still like mesmerized and like out of it, but we kind of like woke him up, and he didn't realize where he was, what he was doing. He was crying. He was scared. And I remember asking Ethan as he got older, what happened during all that. Now, obviously, when you get older, you lose memory of a lot of things you did when you were little. It just happens. And he mentioned that something when he was smaller, supposedly it was my grandfather that led him outside, but I don't think it was. As he got older, he made it seem like more it was a different entity that did it, something that he couldn't make out. Yeah, it was probably something that was imitating my grandfather. And when he was older, and I'm sure he could speak this on his own, he said that it was just a figure telling him to do that, but it was like if it was in his dream, and because he was obviously asleep and in a trance or whatever. And I don't think that's the only time that's happened to Ethan, but that was definitely the most memorable because all of us were a part of it. Like, the entire family woke up. And what's that? You're going to say something.
It was not the only time it happened to him.
Yeah, right? I was going to say, I thought that happened like before. Not that time, but like
several times. Several times that I stayed over with you guys. I would remember, I'd be passed out in your room because I was not going to sleep in Danny's room, or I would pass out in the living room. And several times in your room, I would hear a door open and close. And so I would open my eyes and I'd be looking, and at that time we were intoxicated and everything, but I'd be kind of just like, I've always been that I can't, you can play music, you can scream, you can run around the house, whatever. I'm not going to wake up. But the first time I hear a door close or open, I wake up. And I heard a door open and close in your house, and not once, but a few times. And I would like open my eyes and listen and be like, what was that? And then I would start thinking maybe it was like your parents or something. And why did they go out at this hour? what's happening.
Mhm.
And I remember one time I got up. Well, the first time I did, I got up and I went walking, and I was like, that was the garage door. Remember, it passed by your washroom,
Mhm.
out the kitchen, the washroom, then into the garage.
Mhm.
And I walked in I opened the garage, and it was pitch black in there because there was no lights to that garage unless you
Right.
turned them on. And I was looking in the garage, and I was like, I know somebody walked in here. And I remember staying real quiet, and then I just heard, "Hi, buddy." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
I would have pissed myself and ran. I would have just ran.
No, like
Fuck
I
that
knew
shit.
exactly. I knew exactly the voice, but I couldn't see him because your eyes are adjusting to that real dark.
Mhm.
And there he was, and I kid you not, I heard the door open and close, and like 20, 30 minutes later was when I finally decided to get up and go see what was going on or why a door opened and closed. And it was Ethan. And I'd say, "What are you doing, Ethan?"
I vaguely remember this.
And he'd be kind of like he didn't know. And I'd be like, "Come on, let's go to your room." And then a lot of times we'd be walking down the hall and he'd say, "I want to go with mom." And so I would open your mom and dad's room, and he would go in, and I'd close the door, and I'd go back to your room. And, world's still spinning for me, but I would just lay back down and knock out. But I remember a few times that probably, I want to say on my memory right now, for sure, 2 to 3 times that I was over that I would find him in the garage, and he'd just go stand out there all alone in the pitch black. And Ethan didn't like the pitch black.
Yeah, he didn't. He was scared. He was scared of the dark. I remember when he was a kid. He was very much afraid of the dark. So do you think, buddy, that some entity was leading him to these places, or he was just straight up just sleepwalking? I think he was being led.
It's hard to say that. I mean, I want to do the entity thing because why would it be that I opened the door and I was looking in there and he'd just go, "Hey, buddy." I mean, in a calm.
Like, that's weird.
Yeah, like if you're sleepwalking and you're not really going to turn around, look at somebody and be like, "Hey," you're going to be like, "Where the f am I?" I mean, you're going to freak out because I slept walk before.
Well,
and
that's
if
why
I
they
was
tell you
woken
not
up
to
out of my
move,
bed, I'd
like not
freak
to
out.
wake them up, to just walk them back or whatever. Like,
walk
talk
him back
to them,
his
just
room or
walk them
whatever.
back.
But he's the one that engaged with Buddy first.
Right. That's why it's odd.
Yeah, that's
Because
I knew it was his voice, so it never like scared me. Because Ethan had this
And then why
child
the
voice that was
garage?
just so and he'd just go to the garage and he'd be standing there.
That's so
And
weird.
he wasn't far in, but it was so dark in there you couldn't see when you were first looking in. And I remember what I started doing was going in and turning on the light in the washroom, and that way it would give me more light in the garage, and that's where I'd start seeing Ethan just standing there like. And the weirdest thing was
outline of his body or whatever. Yeah.
Well, the thing is and he wasn't staring like towards the garage door. He was staring back at the door to the washroom. So it was like he'd walk in and turn around and just stare at the door, like if he was waiting for somebody to come out for him, And that's what would trip me out. And I know I think I talked to you a few times about it. Like, yo, Ethan was in the garage last night.
No, yeah, I believe it for sure.
Because I remember, I remember waking up in the mornings and your dad wouldn't let us leave till he made breakfast. So it's like your dad had to make us breakfast. So it was like, I never complained shit. I was going to have a breakfast there and go home and have more breakfast. But but it tripped me out though.
Pinche Buddy would get home. ¿Ya comiste, cabrón? No ha comido nada.
Don't feed me over there.
No me dieron.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. That's so trippy though. Now you're kind of bringing this up right now, and I'm like, I do remember instances. I remember you guys telling me, and I remember after that night us going to Ethan's room he was a little kid, and we were sitting there on the floor with him, and we were asking him, "What did you see or what happened?" And he was trying to say something about Tata or Grandpa or something like that, and then he was kind of like avoiding the subject, like he always did that. Like, what happened, Ethan? "Oh, it's Tata." "Oh, look, buddy, look at this toy." And it was like, "No, Ethan, but what happened last night?" Like,
change the subject.
"Oh no, it's look at I have colors too," and like he just didn't want to stay on the subject. So maybe he was kind of afraid of something. I remember him
just like acting possessed. Like, remember he would act all crazy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Well, there's a version of Ethan. I I don't know if I could share this stuff on the pod, but like you remember he used to pee on people? You remember that part? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was Ethan. Like I don't know.
He always had a weird look in his eye while doing it.
Yeah, like I feel like there has always been something weird with him, like that's been with him.
I mean, to be quite honest, with that house on De Leon, it affected everybody in the family. A lot of bad happened while we lived there. A lot of bad. Yes, there were moments of happiness and joy and all that, but there were a lot of moments of, I wouldn't say violence. It just got wild. It wasn't good. Yeah, it got wild. And I would venture to say that whatever entity was living there was living it up, loved all that weird happening, and our friend that got possessed in the hallway and all the other crazy that happened in that house. So I don't know. I would love to chalk it up as poor Ethan was being led by an entity when he was sleepwalking. Because to be honest, in his older age, because him and I, had the same bedroom for a little bit, and he was fine. That never happened again. It was only when we lived in that house. I mean, there was a time where he was extremely sick, and he said something was talking to him, and he sat up and threw up like the Exorcist in the room because he was having Gatorade or something like that. That's a completely separate issue. I mean, honestly, the whole sleepwalking thing, it's hard for me to chalk it up to it's something neurological only. Like it could never be something else. I sometimes I think it goes beyond that. You guys feel the same, or am I alone in that?
No, I just think it's, I mean, the whole concept of sleepwalking is weird anyways, because it's like,
right.
I don't know. I think of when I'm tired and I'm asleep. I've been so tired that like, I don't remember something, or I don't remember falling asleep, or I wake up tired because I was so tired type of thing. But like when you think about sleepwalking, it's like, what trips in your mind, right? Like what is going on? Because the brain is very powerful. So what goes on that you can function, that you can talk, you can communicate, right? You can communicate, you can walk, you can use all like your regular functions. You can even recognize people or do things like if you're freaking awake.
Yeah. I mean, a good example. Okay, this was happening with Ethan on Sleepwalking, and it was a weird episode. My other brother, he doesn't sleepwalk, but growing up, I don't know so much now because, him and I don't share the same room anymore when he's asleep. But growing up, he talked a lot in his sleep. He's auctioned off a lot of my guitars or whatever in his sleep. He was pissed. I don't know if you were there for this, buddy, but we were at my Nina Chula's house, and he was like sitting there, and he was asleep. No, it was me and Matt. Matt was there. Matt can corroborate this. Matt used to be on Paranormal Dudes too. And we're just sitting there, and out of nowhere, Danny sits up and goes, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, guitar. Sold.
Oh.
Like, strange. During those years, him and I didn't have the greatest relationship. We were very disconnected in some aspects. So it makes sense that he was auctioning off my guitars. But, buddy, I think you were going to say something before I got into this whole in your sleep.
No, I was just, because Jessie was just saying how much, like sleepwalking, everything, you could do things. I started sleepwalking a lot when I was in the fire service. And it was on those times where I'd come home and I'd be really tired after a shift, after, we had a big fire or something that beat us up all night. And I would sleepwalk in my house. It was 2 stories. I slept upstairs. I would come downstairs and sleepwalking, go to the kitchen and make full-on masterpiece sandwiches, and then go back upstairs and go to sleep. I wouldn't even eat them. I would just leave them there on the counter. So yeah, like in the
he's like pretending to be Chef Gordon Ramsay. He's like,
and then when you sleepwalk too, there's like a specific sleepwalk stare, right? Like you're being diagnosed, there's like a specific stare, like how he said, Ethan was
blank,
stare,
right?
Yeah, right. Stare. So like, I feel like when you're asleep, you're vulnerable anyways. So what is it's a very fine line, in my opinion, to someone that you're already asleep, you're already vulnerable, possession or some type of something or whatever taking over you is possible for that time.
Yeah. Do you technically humans, we evolved into what we are with sleep now? Because if you look at studies, humans didn't sleep, have never needed 8 hours of straight sleep. They say way back, our, what do you call it? Not our ancestors, but our predecessors, they only slept 2 to 3 hours in a 24-hour cycle. And humans, we evolved into longer sleep because, for one, it saved money. And the other reason is because we built shelters that protected us from predators or any of our surroundings.
Right.
So, yeah, now as humans, we're sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night just because we're sleeping that much.
And then what is it, like 4 days? They say like 4 days of sleep, you could literally die. Like, is it 4 or 5 days?
Like, sleep you could actually die without sleep after 72 hours.
Okay.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like crazy. It's like what the hell happens to your brain? Like, what is happening that it's like?
Well,
imagine like you of sleep from not sleeping. Like, what the?
I mean, think of it as like a machine. How do I put this in it's going to be nerdy. Like a computer or a Wi-Fi router. What happens if you just let it run for a very long time and you don't reset it? It starts to throttle, at least for a Wi-Fi router, and you need it to refresh, and you refresh the connection. So you restart it. I think our brains are similar. And if we just leave it sleep deprived, now you can only imagine from a paranormal standpoint what vulnerabilities open up when you're sleep deprived. Because I want to say you probably reach some form of psychosis when you're nearing that 48 hour without sleep.
There's actually a story about was it Russian or Nazi or something like that experiment where they pumped gases into a room and didn't let people sleep for a long time till they literally, like, they say after so long, they basically went crazy. They started blocking off the cameras so they couldn't be seen. Some of the people that went in to check on them, and then at the end, they were just like basically unaliving themselves, but they waited for the scientists to finally come in for not sleeping. They deprived them of sleep. Yeah. And they didn't even look human anymore, that they looked all scary and messed up. And I'm like, I want to know if that's a real study.
Almost. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, like they almost became like
crazy
like
person that tried.
Yeah, it was like something like that.
Face. Okay. I mean, do you guys also think that, obviously, because I'm not a scientist, I don't really know all this, and I didn't think we were going to dive deep into the psychosis and scientific side of all of this, but do you guys think when you're sleeping or sleepwalking or sleep deprivation or just normal sleep as well, do you think there's a fine line of you're like in and out of sleep and you're kind of crossing into a different plane sometimes because of the sleep?
Perfect person to ask is Oscar.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why people, astro project and all that stuff. Or like they know, like stories, right, of people that have sleepwalked, that they literally had to climb mountains, or they freaking asked for people that somebody didn't know. They were saying random names, random, stories, or asking for random people. Just things like that. Like, that's so weird.
That's how my little brother first met Angel.
Well, there you go.
I've never heard this story.
Yes. So the first person that ever saw Angel was my dad. I went to a call they called us up to work at Hopeville. I went to work at the fire station, and I went with Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the end, they relieved me so I could go home, and they were going to first they let Victor leave, but since I stayed later, I told him, just go ahead, dude, I'll get a ride, don't worry about it. So he went home. So later that night, I called home and I told Dad, come pick me up. I'm stuck at the station. I need to get home. Like, there's nowhere for me to sleep tonight. I don't have extra clothes, nothing. He's all right. I'm on my way. So when my dad showed up, I was sitting outside of the steps at the station, just sitting out there waiting for him to pick me up. And my dad drove up and had this weird look, like, and then I got up, jumped in the truck, and took off. Well, my dad says, whose kid was that? And I was like, there was no kid there. It was me, and there was like 8 guys sitting inside. He's like, no, who was the kid sitting with you? And I was like, there was no kid sitting with me. I was outside alone. And later that night, my little brother, I don't know if he's still into it, but my little brother was way into video games. And he was having trouble passing a level on some game. And in the nighttime, was it Nick? No, it was Jared. So not my youngest, but my second youngest brother. He was having trouble passing the level. And in the middle of the night, he said he had a dream of a little boy that woke him up and said, come here, come here, come here. Took him downstairs to the PlayStation and basically like walked him through the whole level, and he passed it.
Oh.
So he knew how to do it. So then after that, that same time while that was happening, my brother heard my brother talking in his sleep. So he came from the other room and said, hey, kind of woke him up, and hey, you're talking really loud in your sleep. And he's like, oh, it's because this kid taught me this and this. And so my brother was like, no, there's nobody there, dude. Just go back to sleep. So he went back to his room, laid in his bed. And when he did, he heard somebody go, hey.
He's like,
and he turned like this and like,
what'd you say, fool?
He like turned. Yeah, he turned and looked, and there was a little boy standing at his doorway. And so he turned around, like put his back to the kid, like, what the, and when he looked back, the kid was gone. So technically, I was the last one of us, of the guys in the house, to see this little boy, this kid that started following me around.
Okay.
But all of them saw it. When I finally saw him, I went to each of them individually and said, what did you see in your dream? Oh, this and this. What did he look like? This. And then I went to my other brother. What did you see at your doorway? He looked like this. And then I went to my dad. What did that kid look like? Oh, he looked like this. And all of their descriptions were exactly the same.
Yeah.
So once I figured out all of our descriptions were exactly alike and we hadn't talked about it together, the 4 of us started talking about it. And then my mom started with the whole, you guys are crazy. That's not real. You guys are just imagining something. And flash forward to the weekend where all the boys went out. I don't know if we went shooting or fishing or something together. My mom was home alone and she heard a noise downstairs. So she said, boys, knock it off. Thinking somebody was downstairs.
Angel with his feet up, and he's just like this.
Wait, I know a PlayStation.
He ran upstairs.
Shit.
And my mom turned to the door because she was like ironing clothes. Turned to the door, and there's this little boy she's never seen in her life standing at the door. And he just smiled at her and ran away. So my mom calls my dad, the only cell phone in the house. My dad had it on him, and she's going crazy. Like, you need to come home. You need to come home.
Babe.
No, it was like one of those big, long Nokia style, AT&T or whatever.
Car phones and
Yeah. And so we rushed home, which I was all mad. I don't know if we were shooting or fishing, but I was all mad because we had to come home. And my mom's standing outside the house freaking out that this little boy was in the house. And she described him to us, and we're like, that's the kid we saw.
Your dad should have been like, I thought we were crazy. What happened to that? Huh?
No, that's exactly what we were telling her. It was like, I thought we were crazy. And she's like, no, I saw this little boy. He looked like this and this and this and this. And all of us were like, we all saw him. And then after that, it was just known Angel was following me around. Because I'm the one that at the end saw him all the time. He would always be around where I was at.
Right. And just so that everybody get caught up, because I'm sure, if we have new listeners, or maybe they missed that episode a long time ago. I forgot what episode it was. Just so that everybody's aware, who Angel is a spirit that hangs around Buddy. Buddy can explain more who he is and how he met. Buddy actually met Angel when he was alive, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a patient that I had. His first name wasn't Angel. I don't want to say his name just in respect of him and his family, but I know his middle name was Angel. And after this little boy passed away, I was a firefighter, and I got to meet him before he became a patient of mine. And he had a terminal illness and passed away. So I was there for the first major emergency for his illness. And on the night that he passed away I was there for that last 911 call to be there and basically comfort him into the next life, because he had a do not resuscitate order. And after that is when this little spirit started following me around, and it doesn't look anything like him as I remember the little boy, but I named him Angel in memory of the little boy.
It's actually it's an interesting story, and it's sad too.
Yeah, it's really sad.
It is. And I wonder if he's he has unfinished business, or he's just stuck here. Maybe, as so long as Buddy's on planet Earth, that he's on this plane, Angel's going to be around. Maybe that's his overall goal. I can tell you what's not an angel, what's going on in Jessie's house right now.
The kids are fighting over who's going to take a bath first.
And let me guess, because we're all kids at one point, the fight is, I don't want to take a bath. You're taking a bath first.
Exactly.
Yes. And now as an adult, it's more of, when are you taking a bath? When are you taking a shower? Because I want to take a shower. Yeah. That's it. It's funny.
Exactly.
I mean, overall, the whole angel thing, and sleepwalking, and your brother, being led by Angel to the gaming system, that's pretty cool to show him. He was like, do you remember, this is like nerdy gamer, but remember Game Shark, the cheat code system, and
I had one of those.
cheatcc.com and all those websites. He was like your brother's cheatcc.com. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you guys, to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever sleepwalked. Is it sleptwalk or sleepwalked? I don't know. Sleepwalk?
You're like, I've never walked in my sleep.
I've never slept and walked at the same time. Yeah, I've never done that. Have you guys ever done like that, or maybe your family members told you that you did? I know Buddy has.
Never. My sister doesn't sleepwalk, but she will abruptly wake up and see people that she feels she doesn't know if she's asleep or awake.
That's Mala or Sandra? Yeah.
I have the bad habit of answering questions.
Oh.
See,
that's why I'm like, how can it be? Like,
yes.
How can that be possible, though? That's why I'm like, it's weird, because there's people that literally commit crimes in their sleep. There's people like families in their sleep. There's people that, it's just so It has to be deeper than that, than just you're tired or it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, there has to be
something that triggers
Do
in
you
your
think?
brain.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could chalk it up to something paranormal. You could also boil it up to, an X amount of synthetic drugs. Eric's like, I'm taking a shower last. You guys are showering together.
I know, just chamacos.
Yeah. So overall, I lost my train of thought because that was pretty loud.
Like that's scarier than paranormal.
It's because I'm sure Eric has like an angry voice at time. To me, he's like this, timid dude or whatever.
He never, like, he has to be, right now he's probably so freaking like frustrated and annoyed because I'm not there. So he's like, what? Like counting his shit. But usually I'm the freaking crazy gritona. Like,
yeah, you're the disciplined one. And he's like the not carefree, but
no, he's the disciplined one because since I always yell, the kids don't pay attention to me. They're like, fuck you. But when dad gets here, it's like, get in the corner and this, and then it's like, oh my dad. And I'm like, ándale. Le voy a decir a tu papá.
That's me here at home, but like she's that and then she's like, go tell him something. All right. And then I sit him down. I'm like, let's talk about back alley grapes for discipline stuff. And they're like, oh my God. They're like, I don't want to do that anymore. Okay. Then they go crying, Mom, he said this. And she's like, ándale.
Yeah, I'm like super Mexican. He'll be like finally after like 7 hours of me yelling, he's like, I'm tired of hearing your mom tell you. And then he'll be like, what's going on? And I'm like, tu hijo or tu hija. I'm like, chingatela. But he doesn't do anything. He's like, would you, like, he'll put them on the corner and he'll like ground him. And then 5 minutes later, he's like, come here, baby. You want your tablet back? And I'm like, chingame yo.
You know what though? I don't know if it's some like neurological thing or whatever it is, because always like that. If it's Sally and Sally's yelling at her or whatever, she just laughs and like runs away and thinks it's a game. But then if I'm like, go to timeout, she'll be in timeout and then she'll come back. She's like, Daddy, I'm your baby. I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's like the end of the world. It's crazy. So I totally welcome to the part of the show. It's Paranormal Parents.
Yeah, Paranormal Parents, exactly. That's scarier than the paranormal.
That's scarier than any ghost, to be honest with you. So I totally get it. But I'm like Eric, where for the most part, I have a lot of patience, especially my daughter being neurodivergent. You have to be. If it's not to her benefit if you're not. You have to be extremely patient and kind of bob and weave through everything that's happening. They could give you all these reading books and don't I sound like a viejito? All these reading books. And
yeah, I just I'll just freaking scream like, and then he'll come and he'll be like, calm them down from their psychoness, and then he'll be like, I have a card here. Do you want to see my card? I have a card here that says you get a free shower. Did you win this? And the kids are like, where? And like then they get in the shower when I've been yelling for 5 hours, like, get the fucking shower. And they're like,
well, because Eric's smart. He turned it into a game, and they're like, oh yeah,
shit. Time for that.
Jesse's like, get your fucking shower. I'm gonna hang him from your feet.
Pull there. I was like, I'll pull you by your hair to the shower. You hurry up. Like, I will get their tablets and I'll physically throw them in the trash, and they're like crying, and I'm like, I don't care. Just get in the shower, do whatever. And then like they just go to the trash and get it. Like, you do it. And I'm like, okay. And then their dad gets here, and it's like, I'm like, ándale. Yes. And
he doesn't
even yell. He doesn't
just
do
like
anything.
This.
That's how I'm like, he doesn't yell. He doesn't do. But I don't get it.
It's the patience. Jessie, you should know this better than anyone. Kids, they emulate the energy that you project onto them. So, parallels here in this household too. Sally will just be erratic with her emotions and like get frustrated and like get antsy, and Owie feeds off of that. So she'll start acting like that. But if I'm calm with her and like do things in a calm and patient way, then Owie's okay. But try that. Try it. Try it.
I mean, I guess, but we'll see how that goes.
I'm not gonna do it.
We'll see what card I can come up with.
Here's a Starbucks card for me. If you behave, I get a Starbucks, and that's
I'm straight up like, bring back Scared Straight. Like, he's 5. He's gonna be 5. He's old enough.
What was that other one called? It was the nanny. The nanny. Wasn't it called the nanny?
Super nanny.
Super nanny. That's what the British lady would go.
Yes.
Oh no, he's quite a bad boy. We're going to spank him.
What we got to bring back is el cinto.
Oh my God. We were laughing at that the other day because we had a friend here over this weekend, one of Vale's friends, and his mom was telling him something. And then she's like, give me your tablet, whatever. It's like one of Vale's friends. He's 7 también. Or he just turned 8. Y le dice, el temo, here, Cassandra, here's the belt just in case. And I'm like, when has he ever? We were laughing because we were like, when has he ever? Like, when? And I was like, Temo, what is the belt even for? Oh, well, in case she wants to. I'm like, what? Hold his pants up? Like, what do you want what? He's like, well, in the Michael Jackson movie, his daddy stayed him with the belt.
The Michael Jackson movie?
And I was like, oh my God.
Well, what was his dad? Joe Jackson used to discipline his kids, and that he became a star. So who knows? Maybe this girl become. Imagine Devil saying that. In the Michael Jackson
movie. A day in their lives.
Oh, I mean, same here, but it's just.
It sounds like the belt, really. And then we laugh. Like, obviously, we're trauma bonding, me and my sister. So we're like, Valentina, tráeme el cinto. Or Temo, tráeme el cinto. We're like laughing because they're like, what?
What's that? Are your pants falling? What's going on?
And we're like, oh my God, how funny.
It's funny, though, when I was a kid, back, whole trauma bonding. And I think it kind of aligns with people can relate to this kind of stuff, especially if you're in the Mexican community. So my dad was the disciplined one, and my mom was the one we'd run to for some. I don't even remember. Yeah, and my dad's move was, I don't know if your parents did that with the belt. You know how if they hold it at 2 ends and they go,
it snaps. Yeah.
Yes, and it would snap. My dad did that to scare the shit out of me and Danny. Ethan didn't get any of that. Ethan had it easy. He had it really easy. Really, really, really easy. When I was a kid, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna share my trauma on this show. How about that?
Bueno.
I'm just not. I was gonna trauma dump right now. No, I refuse.
I'm
gonna bottle it up.
Back to sleep.
Anyway, back to sleepwalking.
Back to sleepwalking and disciplining your kids.
But yeah, overall, I think, I guess it depends on the child, really, how they behave. And
kids are just smart. They're too smarter than us. And they know with
Jessie,
who and where.
Zero patience.
Oh, no, I don't. No way.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
What's wrong, kid?
You have maybe 1% patience. Sally has 0 patience. And Owie has negative 100 patience. If Owie tells you she wants something, she wanted it yesterday. She'll throw a fit.
Patience happens, but after like the fourth time of saying something, I'm like Mexican. You know what I say now? Parece que le estoy hablando a la pinche pared. Like, we used to make fun of the neighbor lady that used to say that because she would yell it so loud to her kids we could hear it. And me and Amy were like, and now we're like I say, and Amy's stupid, right? So of course I'm trying to like
pagando, cabrona.
discipline. I'm trying to discipline them, and Amy laughs because she's fucking stupid. So she's like laughing, like trying to hold it in her laugh like a babosa. And I'm like, and then I put my kids in timeout together, and I sent a picture to the group chat, and I was like, don't buy them anything. And my mom's like, pobrecitos, like, why are they in? And I'm like, oh my God. And then my other sister's like,
to do that because then they buy them more.
Oh God.
No, they do buy them more.
Yeah.
They do. They definitely do.
We'll see. I'll let you know on my patient progress.
We're going to track this and we'll update the Paranormal Dudes out there.
We'll see what happens.
I mean, it's going to be a crazy thumbnail for this episode. It's going to be like sleepwalking and disciplining your children have nothing to do with one or the other. I mean, do your kid? Because Owie doesn't. She really doesn't. When she's out, she's out. Like, I haven't experienced anything where she sleepwalks. I feel like sleepwalking is predominantly a kid's thing. Yes, there are adults that do experience that, but I think it's more of a kid's thing from what I gather, unless I'm wrong, which I probably am. But
no, I think that people that sleepwalk, I think kids start like they start when they're little.
Right? Mm-hmm. Right. Do your kids experience anything like that, Jessie? Especially being clairvoyant?
The only one who would do things like that was, Temo laughs a lot in his sleep. Like, like laughs. Like hardcore. Like something's fucking hilarious.
Like his creepy laugh where he knows he's doing something bad, like that?
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, oh, and of course Eric's like, oh, he's having a good dream, and I'm like, fuck, like
my baby.
And then Valentina would kind of do like that weird stuff that she would do when she was little, like where she would be like, let's get out of here, it's not safe.
Yeah,
like she'd wake up and say things like that. She wanted to get out, she was scared. Or she talks a lot in her sleep, but she hasn't, like, since she turned like 6, she hasn't really done anything, but Demo does a lot. Not sleepwalk, but they talk a lot.
Okay. And Buddy, you said your brother, did any of your brothers do that?
No, I was the only one that talk. It was me and me and Jared that talked in our sleep, but I was the only one that ever sleptwalked.
I remember you talking in your sleep, and I think there was one time, I don't know where we were, but you were sleepwalking, and I remember Victor being there, and Victor acted like this wasn't his first rodeo with you, that you've done this before.
Let me take him to the bathroom, guys. Bring me that baby oil.
He's like, let me lead him to the bathroom. Come
on, I got this.
Let me take his clothes off. I know exactly.
Let me take him to my laboratory in the restroom.
Where is the champagne room?
And and you were up. You were just standing, and he's like, "Don't try to wake him up. He's gonna freak out. Just help me get him back to sleep." I don't know where we were. This is like vague. This is very vague. It's so long ago, and we've done so much stupid shit together. And we put you back in bed, and you didn't get up again. But I experienced it once from you, and I remember that. Just I can't give you the minute details of the situation.
Wasn't my party, right? The big party we threw?
Maybe.
A giant bash at Victor's house?
Maybe. Could have been.
It might have been that one.
Was he drunk or was he sleepwalking? Or was he in between?
Could be both.
Like, that's why it's weird, right?
It wasn't the gargoyle night. It wasn't that night. That I know for sure.
Oh, God.
No, that night I made it home somehow.
Yes.
That
happened.
You guys didn't want me to, and I just left. It either had to be at your house, because I never stayed at your Nana's house on Sheridan.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I never stayed there. I never stayed at the house on 7th. So it had to be at De Leon, or it had to be at Victor's place.
I want to say it was like at
maybe
Joe's
at my
or
house.
something. Maybe.
You know what? Joe's is also a possibility. Because there was a couple of times that we all passed out when in Joe's place where all of us were there, and he had that really big room.
I like how all of our stories from when we were younger is alcohol was involved every time.
Hello, pinches borrachos.
Copious amounts. And you know what? Whenever something bad happened, Jessie wasn't there.
I know, to save us.
Thank God. Because I probably knew, like, no, thank you.
Be there.
Like that time I spent 2 weeks in jail in Nicaragua. If Jessie would have been there.
Oh my God.
Jessie would have exchanged favors with the guard? Was that what you were saying?
I would have had to.
I mean, because that I do remember of you, buddy, is that happening.
Yeah.
And have you ever woken was one up of my, and you're just in the place you weren't before?
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, it's the scariest feeling in the world because you don't recognize where you're at all. I woke up one time, I left my bedroom from upstairs, and I ended up downstairs in that spare little room where we had the computer and stuff at my old house. And there was like a day bed there, and I woke up on that day bed. And when I opened my eyes, it wasn't my bedroom. There was a different closet. There was just different furniture. And I literally woke up
in the closet.
Right?
That's me in the closet.
No, I just woke up screaming.
In my mouth.
I literally thought I got abducted. I thought somebody came and took me. So it was a scary feeling.
He's got like a carrot. He's got a carrot in his ass.
Turned on. Yeah. He's like, that's what exciting was going to happen, and it didn't. I've only been like super asleep where I wake up and like I'm in my house, but I feel like super scared.
Right.
Like I feel very anxious.
I've had that feeling too. There have been several times where I wake up where I didn't lie down. I will say that. Is it sleepwalking? I don't think so, because anybody that I've been around, they don't say I sleepwalk, and I think you would notice that. You know, this tall Mexican
you fall asleep
just
like sitting down, or do you fall asleep standing up? Like, what the hell?
Sometimes, like there's been times where, yes, alcohol may be involved when I was younger, and I'd fall asleep somewhere, but then I would end up somewhere else, and I would ask who moved me, and no one said that they moved me. I just got there. It's kind of unsettling.
I've moved you a couple times.
Well, I know that. That I know. You don't have to explain that to me.
I wonder if that's like the same, if the sleepwalking is the same concept of like driving and then waking up and you're there.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good explanation.
Like just like sleep driving.
What do they call it? It's because they have an explanation for every brain. It's like the monkey brain, which is the silly one, and then it's your fuck. There's like different stages of the brain.
I know a lot of people that have pea brains. Is that part of
Is that part of the process?
Is that part of it?
And the one I'm referring to, which I don't remember the name of, is kind of when your brain kind of turns off. Like when you're driving to work. Yeah, autopilot. I think that might be the name of it. Autopilot brain, where it's just, you're just driving and you're not really thinking about it. You're just getting there. Same concept. It could be the same for when you're asleep, maybe. Because I've experienced it, and it's weird. Would freak out. It is weird.
I've experienced it a couple of times, like going to El Centro and coming back. I'm like, oh, I'm here already? That was fast.
Believe it or not, I felt that the last time I went to the Valley and I came back to Vegas, and I was like, how did I that was quick. That was fast.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, that's like a 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah, and all weird ass dips and.
It's funny you say that because always in the back seat, she's like, woo! And then in the front, Sally's like this.
Yeah, for reals.
That was me on this last trip we went over there.
Oh, really? Which
Puking.
one? The
1 and 2.
Oh, puking. 1 and 2. Woo!
It's like as slow as you go. It's horrible. It's like, who made this street? Like, who made this road?
I don't know. Someone that wanted to torture
Santo,
aliens
because all they did was pave over the dirt.
I know they didn't even flatten it out or anything. They're just like,
they're like
5 seconds.
Fun.
All right, we're gonna make this road fun. We're
for themselves.
And you know what's crazy? That road can get dangerous. It depends on the time of day that you're driving.
Hello, it's super dangerous. And then like all the crazy, like it's like you're going like 65 miles and all of a sudden like 10 miles on this curve. Like it's freaking weird. Like Jesus.
All right, you're gonna stop and make a sharp turn at 5 miles per hour.
Yeah.
All right, now speed up. Speed up really quick. You're gonna cause an accident. What's the name of that road? I-95? Does that sound right?
Yeah, the 95.
No, is that the one that it's the one that goes through Blythe, right, or something like that?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
that one's crazy because you're turning everywhere. You're going around fields and you're going around cotton fields and you're going around like alfalfa and a bunch of canals and you're just like, and then you finally get out to the mountains and you're just going straight for a long ass time.
And that's where we crashed
for all our listeners
coming back from Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What do you say, buddy?
For all our listeners, Sergio knows every field because he did grow up in Calexico, California.
Oh, yeah. I didn't grow up in Vegas.
Especially the haystacks.
Shut up, Jessie.
Were they Bermuda grass haystacks or alfalfa?
Oh,
we'll never know.
Haystacks.
Jesse's like, all of them.
All of
Green,
them.
yellow,
black.
Dry as fuck.
Very dry, very black. Very burnt.
Oh my God.
Extremely burnt.
Oh my God. All right. Before we go off the rails even further, because I feel like we're going to get into a weirder discussion.
Getting worse.
We're going to cut the show there. We're going to end the show. We're at time. Well, I will say this. It was a wonderful conversation. We always have wonderful conversations with you guys. And I feel like every time I come into the show, I learn something, especially something that I'm not familiar with. And you guys brought that to the table, and I appreciate it. Because I didn't really know much of sleepwalking and what all these weird instances were for me. But at the end of the day, we want to hear from you guys. Have you guys, do you sleepwalk? Do you just end up somewhere when you're asleep? We want to hear about it. Did you fall asleep somewhere and woke up somewhere else and no one told you about it? Did you wake up with a carrot in your butt? We want to hear all about it. Please. Not the carrot thing, the other stuff.
We do want to hear about the carrot.
Actually, yes, I want to hear about the carrot stuff. Overall, I want to say thank you everybody for watching, and we know that we have our cult. Is it like cult following? Is that what you call it? Yeah, we have a cult following. We know the people that watch, and we appreciate it. I hope Maggie will have a conversation with her husband again, or boyfriend, and leave us a voice note on our comments, because she does that a lot when she's watching the show. We appreciate it, Maggie. Maggie Estrada, thank you. Yeah. We appreciate it. But do you guys have anything for our dudes out there? Buddy, Jess?
Happens when you party naked.
Yeah, maybe that's what she's doing when she's leaving those comments. Just like,
maybe.
Mira, ya me dijiste que ya dijiste eso. Ven aquí conmigo.
Ya estoy bien chilla, ya me quité la ropa y pues voy a la Walmart y...
Voy a comprar unos condones.
Profilácticos.
Ay, qué propio.
Que propio.
I'm sorry,
do
but if you go to the
anything
Oxxo and you ask for condones, they go, ¿qué?
And now what?
No, he
The
said
Oxxo?
Oxxo.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, they won't say
Oxxo's
it.
too high class. They are like,
Sure.
¿qué es un
Sure they are.
condón? ¿Qué es un condón, pinche pocha? Así te dicen.
Okay, but what part of Mexicali are we talking about for the Oxxo? Because there's certain parts they will understand you.
I mean, I'm sure they'll understand you.
You're like,
no tiene un plátano, oiga.
No, you do that hand signal like that and they go, salgo en 15 minutos.
Through that little window. Through the little window. 5 minutos. You just see a mouth. 5 minutos.
5 minutos. Ahorita salgo en 5 minutos.
That's why there's a little ladder there.
That's for our vertically challenged friends.
Oh my God. You know what? Speaking of, okay, I'll tell you guys when we get off because Eric was making fun of me.
Let's finish the show. Buddy, do you have anything for our dudes out there?
Not for our dudes, but for Mars Candy Company. Bring back the Snickers vein, if that's a real thing. We want our Snickers veins.
With veins on our Snickers.
If you can underside the veins as well.
Without his vein.
I'm just saying, I'll buy double.
Buddy wants veins on all sides of the Snicker
veins
bar.
in his mouth.
Yes. So
make it more cylindrical.
Well, you could rest easy tonight, buddy, because I did a Google search on it and it's a rumor joke. It's like a meme. It's a meme. So you're good. Rejoice.
Thank you, Mars. But do consider the double-sided.
Yeah.
Veins.
Yeah, I agree. Well, dudes, that's all we have for you tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next week with another one. Later, dudes.